You sure that's got power?
What's that?
Camera?
100%.
Welcome back to Another Dimension. I'm Quinn,
I'm Trask.
and that's Taylor in the back.
Hey, Taylor.
What's up?
Hi, Taylor.
Howdy.
All right, so get right into it, huh?
We are, yes, here for episode 30.
Episode 30. It's crazy. Back by popular demand.
Yeah,
How
I
many
don't know.
people
I don't
over
want to
the
say
last-
popular, but
Well, that's popular to us. Like, at least 3 people have reached out to us to ask us to redo these.
maybe 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll give it a whirl.
Yeah.
What's been going on?
They're calling it the trucking bloodbath.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Yeah. So our topic today is trucking bloodbath, I guess, or the state of the industry,
State of the
if
industry.
you will. And if you listen to all the national shows, and we've seen it locally, things are tight. Things are really tight.
In what sense? I mean, are we talking freight, drivers?
Freight is down. Prices on everything is up. Fuel, I mean, stuff that trucking companies need to pay for.
New equipment, new trucks.
Driver wages went up
Through
the
the
past
roof.
couple of years.
You think they're going to come back down?
Yeah.
Me too.
I don't know. Maybe not come down, but hold steady.
Yeah.
Because if everything else is going up, we said it before, the pot's so big.
Yep.
Only so big. So,
Yeah.
so what is causing
what's-
this?
Yeah, what's driving it?
So if you look at the number of trucking companies in the U.S., there was 255,000, something like that, around in
Yeah.
2019.
Yep.
Then
No, that was new authorities, I think, wasn't it?
no, I think that was total trucking
Okay.
companies. So then what happened?
COVID
COVID, and everything
went through the roof.
went crazy. Ton of freight. You had boats. People were spending their stimulus checks. You
Boats sitting stuck in a harbor that couldn't get unloaded at the ports. Capacity issues that people couldn't keep up with producing items, which all stemmed to multiple things. But then the one thing that kind of followed behind that was we need more trucks. Prices are going through the roof. Everyone and their brother could start a trucking company.
Yeah, the spot market went crazy.
Yep.
And it was very easy to
Make money.
go buy a used truck and make money.
Yep.
At that point,
Yeah.
right? Now, fast forward 2 years, and the stimulus money's gone. Inflation's up.
Fuel prices are higher, not higher than COVID times, but higher than pre-COVID times, which the market is worse than that right now.
Right. And with the amount of freight being less, it just puts more pressure on. It drops rates.
What does that do to the average? Explain that to the average consumer. What does that mean to them?
So, like in the spot market, if you have 100 trucks and during COVID you had 300 loads, the truckers were, kind of in control a little bit.
Well, they held some
They had
power,
the leverage.
and it made the brokers have to kind of, hey, we have 300 things we need to sell. We have 100 trucks. The top 100 things are going to get sold. How do we make this look better? That could be appointment times, tarping, whatever. The list goes on and on. Or how close your truck is, how much you're paying, which then, okay, the easiest thing for a broker to do is increase a price. They can't control a lot of the shippers, the receivers, those kind of things. They get what they are given.
Well, and it's kind of similar to if you need a part for your treadmill at home.
Yep.
And
I don't
you
have a
need
treadmill at home.
your bike, whatever, and you need it now, and you overnight it, there's an extra charge for that, right? So,
Right. Yeah, and I mean it basically went to the trucks took the freight that paid the most because they could.
they could.
There was a surplus of freight, and now there isn't. Now the industry is there's still those same 100 trucks, but now there's only 50 loads.
Correct.
And now the brokers are like, oh, if you don't want it, meaning the carrier or the truck,
If you don't want it, Jim
someone
will.
else will.
Yep.
And that is causing rates to go down, people to go out of business.
Not necessarily that the shipper is paying less.
The brokers are putting more money in their pockets.
Correct.
Which, in the equilibrium of this whole, if we take this last 5 years, they probably deserve it a little bit. They were getting hit pretty hard during COVID, I would think. Now, I don't know that 100%, but it's wishy-washy. I mean, it's going to level out.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some, right?
Right. But now, you don't want it. This guy will take it. Okay, we can move it. Now it's done. Well, what does that do to the other guys?
It puts them out of business. They struggle and they starve for a little bit. The problem with a lot of those new trucking companies was they bought equipment when it was outrageously priced.
Right.
They bought $40,000 trucks for $80,000.
Right.
And
because that's what the market was bearing.
Correct. And they went out and they made money.
Right. And now they're not.
And now they can't.
Because, okay, let's just simply take that. Let's say on average a truck does, I'm making these up, but a truck does 2,500 miles a week.
Okay.
Back in the day, COVID rates, they were getting $4 a mile.
Okay.
Once again, making this up. That is, what is that?
10
grand. Now, that same rate, I think the spot market today in the flatbed world was like $1.75 on the national average. So cut that in half. Now you're making $5,000. That extra $5,000 allowed you to pay for those inflated prices of your tires, your trucks, your fuel, all that kind of stuff. Now, you're trying to make those same payments
and still put food on the table.
Which is why 35,000 companies have gone out of business already this year in the trucking industry.
Yeah. So So in the COVID times, they added it was
110 or something like
110,000 trucking companies. So that was in 2 years. Now already in year 3,
10 months in.
10 months into year 3,
35,000 have gone.
35% essentially of those are already gone, with more to come.
Which is sad. I don't want to see anyone fail. Now, there are people that are destined to fail and they're not doing things right. And you know what? That's a choice they make. Let them do. If that's what makes them happy, that's fine. That's not us. But it's also a good thing for companies that are doing things right and have a decent customer base.
Well,
but it's going to be a long-term game, I think.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it logically, we're just equaling out back to pre-COVID.
Right.
We're going back to normal.
Well, what did the analysis say? He said the only way for this to get better is for more people to fail.
Yeah. And I think this is in any industry. Like, you go up and down. But it's going to be rough to get there.
Right. It's also weird, though, because on the other end of things, consumers, meaning us, you, I, Taylor, whoever that may be, Pete Hippis, if he's listening, I don't know. But people are spending more money than they have even during COVID. So it doesn't make sense. I don't know what that's telling us. Is it a COVID surplus? Is it a...
What that didn't tell us, though, is what they're spending it on.
Right.
Okay, so if you are thinking about the housing market, that's still, I think...
We're going to have the same thing going in that soon.
So if you're buying a new house and you're still paying, I don't know, 50% more?
Right.
Double?
Not getting a home inspection?
Right.
Those don't even exist anymore.
Right.
Really? It's a thing in the past.
They'll say we'll find someone else to buy it if you're gonna take a look that close.
Think about that.
So, I think it happens in every industry.
Right.
The other thing is those newer companies have never had to weather a storm.
They haven't. They don't know what it takes. They not saying that they aren't capable of doing it, but
do they want to?
If they made their money and maybe this was a side business for someone, maybe they made some money and they're happy with that. Let's sell out and I walk away a couple $100,000 ahead, whatever that may be. Great, good for them. But for the people that have gone through a storm, I mean, you've had 2008, you've had 2016, you've had prior to COVID, it wasn't really excellent either.
And the start of COVID was
horrible,
scary.
right?
We had just bought another company, and 1 month later, we had COVID
happened.
hit,
And just like that, I mean, it was.
and everything shut down. Remember,
Right.
job sites were shut down.
I remember the day you came out and handed us all a letter and said, apparently you guys are considered essential. You need to carry this in your car in case you get pulled over, because we weren't sure
Yeah.
what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And working from home was horrible. But thankfully those days are over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not saying that there's not going to be other hassles or tasks or whatever that we have to overcome, because here's one of them. The freight market is down. We can't argue that. And trucking companies make their money based on freight,
And will it? I mean, next year's an election year.
right?
Is it going to last till that's over? That's a year from now.
Yeah, literally a couple days ago. It wasn't election day yesterday or 2 days ago? 11/7, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So it could be a rough year.
Could be.
But-
What would you do, or what are some steps, if you don't mind sharing them, to prepare for something like that, or to weather the storm?
I'm always too late on everything. Like, oh, we need some equipment. We should have ordered that a year ago.
And then we ended up buying stuff in COVID
yeah.
at inflated prices.
How do you prepare? Well, I think the number one thing is, just because you have money in your bank account doesn't mean you should spend it.
No. Save it.
Mm-hmm.
Make $1, save 90 cents.
I've seen a lot of
There's-
owner operators make that
Making a lot of
that
money.
mistake, and it comes to tax time, and there's no tax money, but you have a brand new side by side and pickup truck and house and
Boat.
yeah. So I think that is important. Also, like, good relationships with your consultants, which I don't like that word, but your professional business people, your bankers, your attorneys, your insurance people.
Customers even.
No, yeah.
I mean, that's probably maybe not most important, but up there. And drivers. You gotta be prepared and let
Yeah.
them know, I think. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
there,
no,
but-
you're fine. Well, yeah, absolutely. Anybody
I mean, if
be
you're-
open and honest and try to get ahead of it. And
people
like
are willing to work with you. I mean, not saying that we've ever had to do this, but like if you call the bank and you've made 99 out of the 100 payments on time, they're going to understand, hey, or find a way to work with you if you're willing to work with them. Yeah, it may not be easy, but they will help you.
Yeah.
I mean, there are carriers, a pretty well-known carrier in the area that's had 3 or 4 checks bounced.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one, like, you work hard to build this image, and then that happens. Like, how do you rebound from that? Like, that's not a game I want to ever play.
Yeah. And the person that happened to, I guess I would like to ask him, why did you keep
Doing
hauling
it.
for them?
Right.
But
Maybe he was
maybe he
loyal.
was
Maybe that
he was
was
the
loyal.
guy that
Yeah.
was
Loyalty.
hey, I'll work with you.
Yeah.
So props to him. I hope he doesn't
Yeah.
get burned.
Yeah.
I hope he gets paid. But
Yep.
yeah. So I think you're going to see more failures. I mean, we've seen. I don't know if you want to group Yellow into that, but Yellow failed. Celadon failed.
Meadowlark.
Meadowlark.
They were huge.
They had like 250-ish
Yeah.
trucks, but they had a huge
Huge
brokerage as
brokerage.
well, based out of Montana. They just failed. They took us
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Some local companies have already shut down.
Yep.
I don't want to name them, but
Yep.
another one I just saw today out of Minnesota is closing down. 95 power units defaulted on a $19 million loan.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not talking small businesses. I mean, that's what it's hitting. That's what this is happening first, but that trickle effect. And to say each one of those companies is operating inefficient, I don't know if I can say that. I don't know
It could
enough.
be mismanaged.
It could be mismanaged, but I think that would be an inefficiency. It could be luck. It could be poor planning. It could be whatever that may be.
It could be luck. Yeah. Hey, you know what?
My
Our main
biggest customer
customer
went out of business.
or they moved to Mexico, or
right.
wherever.
Yep. And maybe it's just a thing, but I'm a firm believer in if you set your mind to something, you're not going to fail. It may not be the alternative that you want, but you can go to bed at night knowing you didn't fail.
Mhm.
It may not work out,
Mhm.
but you figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that got deep.
real deep.
Wow.
It's been a while since we did this. I actually feel good.
Yeah.
Taylor's probably got some trivia for us. Or he forgot, I don't know.
No, I wrote one down, but it's the trivia that we're gonna ask people as well.
So ask us that one,
I'm gonna
and then
ask-
we'll ask a different one.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
What is, as of 2018? This was measured in 2018. What was the total revenue for the trucking industry in the United States?
Mm.
$8.9 billion.
Not even fucking close.
$88.9 billion.
Not even close.
$1.6 trillion.
Low. Cut it in half.
500 billion.
796.7
Oh, yeah.
billion.
1.6 divided by 2 is not 500. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and
It's
8.9.
800
That's
billion.
a bad guess. No, 700. Yeah.
796.7 billion.
How much is that a day? Just humor. Do it on a calculator quick. Like two
Two
billion
billion?
a day ish.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And then I read that operating costs were like 395 billion or something along those lines.
So
Across the
50%.
board.
Yeah.
Across the board. Yeah.
Which is nuts, and I bet that number is probably even closer to that trillion mark after COVID.
Mhm.
Like if you throw those numbers in
Probably.
there,
That's
yeah,
5 years ago.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Interesting.
There's an Amazon van that stops on my road multiple times every day. Now, it's a different type of trucking, but
Hmm.
to your point of
Yeah.
everybody and their freaking brother is doing that now. Because don't they kind of let you do your own thing when you do that?
What do you mean?
Like when you drive an Amazon van, don't you kind of have the opportunity to like do your own?
I don't know. I just saw the new one today that delivers here.
Is that what that was?
It's super cool.
Do they?
Full on electric.
There was a girl that delivered here a couple times in like
Yeah.
a white Subaru.
Right.
Like, can you
You can
independently
do that. Yeah, you can independently.
like-
Like if they need help, it's like a Grub Hub for Amazon packages. Yeah.
I bet a guy pull up just like in a white van in my driveway and drop off an Amazon
Yeah,
package. I
right.
would
He
imagine
probably
that-
handed you some free candy.
I'm thinking so. Yeah. Should look closer in the box, but I think when Amazon gets overloaded, I think they probably have subcontractors
Yeah.
that just say we have a warehouse. Here you go. Start delivering.
How do you control that though?
It's wild that they can be as good as they are with. it.
Right. If you
Because
think
we've
about
never had
that,
an
like
Amazon package get lost, and it's
Ima-
there within 2 days every time.
imagine if we got slam busy at work here. And all of a sudden we just have some random guy that we don't even know. Yeah, I got a truck. I can haul that for you. Your trailer could end up in wherever and you have no recourse.
What about the theft on the Amazon side?
Right.
Right? Like,
Can you imagine what they're like?
Yeah.
What do they call it? The thing. There's a word for like you count for what you're gonna like.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
sold
about.
In, like in retail. I can't think of the name of it, but I can't even imagine.
You know the word.
yeah, I can't think of it right now. I would have said it already.
You know
What is?
I don't know. Well,
frog or something in
Yeah,
here?
something. But yeah, I don't know. It's wild.
Well, I don't think we should ramble too much. We got a couple more quick things to hit and
Yeah, happy
Wrap her up.
Veterans
Yeah.
Veterans Day coming up.
Yeah.
Happy Veterans Day.
yeah, thank you.
It's Thursday today, so it'll be Veterans
Saturday.
Day.
Yeah.
This will come out tomorrow, so technically tomorrow when people are listening to this will be Veterans Day.
I don't know about you.
Isn't Saturday Veterans Day?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
if they're
but it's-
listening to it tomorrow,
Oh yeah,
then
I guess. Yeah.
tomorrow
Yeah,
is
fair.
Veterans Day.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Veterans Day is one of the more important holidays.
I would agree.
And I don't think it gets recognized as much as it should. I'm not
Yeah.
going to say which holidays I don't necessarily believe in right now, but okay, Labor Day.
What does that mean?
It's great for the working people, right?
Enjoy your 3-day weekend. When
But what
most
did
people
you
are
know?
still
What?
working.
Yeah. What did we do to earn that?
Right.
Those guys did something and deserve it.
Right.
I mean, not that a day off is payment for that, but I just feel like that Veterans Day gets overlooked.
No, and if you take that back even like a step further, not trying to rant on this, but like the people that were fighting in wars prior to the current wars did not get the recognition that they deserve.
Yep.
I mean, they went through some horrible situations, and paired with they didn't have the resources that the people today have.
Right.
So, yeah, I do think you should, thank a veteran.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hold the door open, do whatever, buy them dinner, whatever you can do.
Yeah. They don't, and
Yeah.
you know what? I didn't serve, so you didn't serve,
No.
so the veterans, but like they don't expect anything, and
And a lot
I
of
just-
them are
I-
truck drivers.
yeah,
I mean,
just
they're a huge
say-
role into this. They're crucial into this industry.
right. I just want to say thank you. I think it's important, and I think it gets overlooked, and I think it should be
More.
celebrated.
It should be on a Christmas level,
Yeah,
like in reality.
Memorial
wanna-
Day,
I
like
want- yeah.
Memorial Day,
But I 100% agree with that.
But let's make all these other ones that
Yeah,
are important to some, but
not to all, but
there you said it right there. Everybody should be thankful for
Right.
veterans,
Right.
right? We won't
whether
be here
you
without
agree
it.
or disagree with it, they're the reason that you get to do the things that you do every day.
Yep. So
And I guess we can leave it at that before we get too political into this. I
Yeah.
think you and I are on the same page, along with the majority of people.
mhm.
But
You make a good point. Labor Day is so pointless. I've never thought about that.
Right.
Well-
I always have wondered why is it for the working people? Oh, you mean for everybody?
Right.
I don't
Right.
know.
yeah,
I agree. That's you just made me think.
It's crap to me. Like
Mhm.
this one's important.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
get out and thank a veteran.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
That's
I
it.
feel better.
Do you?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Who we shouting out? Who's lucky?
Mahoney.
Yeah.
Well, I think he just
I hope it-
updated his Facebook handle to Ryan Cheeser Mahoney.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know how the backwoods of Tennessee are treating him, but
I'm sure
he
he's
probably
doing
can't
just
even get
fine.
this in. He probably doesn't even have reception to get this anymore.
Mahoney, Pete Hippis, Jeff Bushberger,
Yeah.
Adam.
Faust.
Adam was just here yesterday.
Yeah.
That was cool to see him. But anyway,
Yeah.
I don't want to keep rambling.
LeBron James, he was here. A couple other guys.
Yeah.
Craig Council.
Yep.
Stopped in.
Yeah. That was with us, Chicago.
Trader.
Yes, thanks for listening. We're hoping to get back into this a little bit more, and kind of, if you have any ideas or things you want us to cover, let us know.
Hey, our trivia on our Facebook, the response and interaction
Yeah.
has been phenomenal. So thank you for that.
Everything has been, I guess. Like, subscribe, continue to watch on YouTube. It's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like I said, we wouldn't be back on here if people hadn't been asking, but it's been almost an everyday occurrence, seriously.
Yeah. So hopefully we brought you some worthwhile information, and
We'll see you next time.
have a good one.
Bye guys.